Alright, so here we have been taken to the homepage of the app. Here you can see the design, how our vision is meant for the application. If we press this button, we get redirected to the login page. And here I will show you, we're gonna log in as a teacher. So this is our simple username and password just for testing. So here is the homepage where you can see that we have implemented a calendar system. This is a nice to have feature, but right now it's just a proof of concept where the idea was to have the events we have here posted on the calendar, so you can see and the students can see when the events are, and it's much easier to organize your upcoming events. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, we have a button called Create Event, and here, as a teacher, you can create an event for your class. And you can choose a title, let's say, for example, lunch party. And then you can describe your event, when you want your event to start, and which class you are teaching in. So for example, 9B is going to have this lunch party, and you can choose a recipe to follow from our recipe library. So for this lunch, we'll be doing omelets, for example. Press this button and then you'll see that the event is created. And if you go back, look at the events, you'll see that it has been posted. So lunch party, we see the omelet here from the recipe library, and then it shows you exactly what you need for the ingredients and the exact procedure on how to make them. So if you look at this bar at the bottom, we can see that we also have some other features here, including a quiz feature. This is meant for the children or the students. It's meant to bring pedagogics in an interactive way, which we have gamified. So it's just a fun way to learn basic nutrition facts or nutrition pedagogy. So carrots are a good source for vitamin A. You'll press true. Pizza is a type of fruit. If I press true, it will turn green, and you can't change your mind after. Milk is a type of dairy, and apples are a good source to fiber. You can see at the bottom that I've gotten 3 out of 4 square, and this is something that you can't change. Okay, now moving forward to the recipe section, we have a variety of different recipes. This is our current recipe library. You can choose what recipe you want to look at. It tells you the nutrition facts and the procedure and how to make them. If you want to search, if the library becomes too big, you can also search for your favorite recipe. So let's say omelette, and it appears, and it's easy as that. The last feature of our application is the profile feature. At the top you can see that we are logged into Bilbo, and our role is a teacher. So as a teacher, you have access to all of the users in your class. So Bilbo is a teacher in 9B at your role, and you can see exactly who is in his class. So you can also search, for example, if you can't see it here or you're not sure where the student is, you can type Jesse, and then you'll find it. So the idea behind this was, if you search for a student, you can click on their profile and it will take you to their profile. But due to the time restraints we have, this is just a proof of concept currently, but something worth developing in the future.
Hey, my name is Alex. I'm 21 years old and I'm studying programming. On this project, in collaboration with you, I've mainly been working as a developer on the back end with the APIs and a bit with the database.
Hi, so my name is Shepard. I'm 22 years old. I'm studying front-end development on Høyskolen Kristiania. And on this project, with collaboration with you, I'm working mainly on front-end design and front-end APIs.
My name is John. I'm 22 years old. I am studying front-end development. And on this project, I'm working together with Shepard, mainly on front-end CSS and front-end APIs.
My name is Varun. I'm 25 years old and I'm studying programming. On this project, I'm working together with Bilal, Alex and Mats, mainly on backend APIs and database.
Hello, my name is Mats. I am 23 years old and I am studying programming. And on this project, I've been working together with Bilal, Alex and Varun, mainly on the backend APIs, the database, and a little bit of the front-end.
My name is Bilal, I'm 23 years old. I'm studying programming with my friends Mats, Alex and Varun, and they are also the ones that helped me get this product up and going with the backend APIs, database, and a little bit of front-end.
Hi, my name is Alois. I'm 22 years old. I'm studying cybersecurity. And on this project, together with John, I've been working primarily on the written documentation as well as conducting the interviews and testing the codes for vulnerabilities.
Hello, my name is John and I am a 24 years old cybersecurity student here at Høyskolen Kristiania. And on this project, with collaboration with Chu, I am the group's Scrum Master and have been working on written documentations as well as implementing secure codes on the backend APIs and database.
Our starting page. So if you click the starting cooking, we go to the login page, and here in the code, if you go to the login screen code components, we have the handle login function, which checks in with the user API and check if the username and password is valid, the one that we were provided from the backend. So if we go test the students, we sign in, and here we are presented to the announcement, but first we go to the profile to check if we are in the student profile. And yes, we are here, and Mats is gonna explain how this works.
This student profile doesn't really have any functionality yet, but you can see that you have your username that you're signed into, and we also have some placeholder buttons for future development that you're supposed to sign out here. It doesn't work, but we have a sign out here instead, and we also have an option here for future purposes. Yeah.
As you can see here, we got the recipe screen. The technical part of this, we fetched all the recipes from the recipe API and also got the dish names, which you can see over the pictures, along with the pictures, of course. And instead of getting a new tab for the ingredients and the procedures, you can just press the pictures. So we keep that in a modal. So we also choose a search bar as a front-end solution instead of posting to the backend and then getting the recipe up, which kept it more simple. And as you can see here, that's the code for it with the search term. We search for the dish name and then get your recipe. So this is an example. We handle the search term here. This is the handle for the recipe press, and this is the styling for the modal, which we kept to not have a new tab below, because we felt it would look better and be more effective.
So this is the quiz screen, and here we have like the questions brought from the database, and here you can like press true or false just to guess which what the answer is on the questions. And I've added green and red on the buttons. So just to clarify that green is the right answer following the universal formatting. I've used red and green just to clarify what is wrong and true, just to make the overall experience for the user much better. And I also added border around the buttons so that the people with visual disability can just see where the buttons are and also the colors.
Okay, so we're moving from the quiz screen to the announcement screen, which is the one we are presented with when we are logged into the app, and that's because this might be the most important screen. It has a calendar that should be allowing you to create or keep up with events that's happening, but the functionality of this calendar is not really viable to use yet. But we still get up the events, and we can see our user has Velkommen til uke 1. I uke 1 skal vi sammen lage pizza for å feire skolestart. That is created from Tiana Teacher, and she is a teacher at Lofsrud School. But this student only has access to his specific classroom's announcements. So all of these are only relevant for his class, which is 9th grade, and he's in A class, so 9A. So moving from this, we are going to log into the teacher screen. So this was Petar from Lofsrud, and his teacher is TT, and we kept it simple just for testing. So we sign in here, and as you can see, my bad, we're logging in again. As you can see, we get the same recipes created by Tiana Teacher. So the tab navigator looks a bit different when we are a teacher. We're first going to go to the profile screen of the teacher. And as you can see, we are logged in as Tiana Teacher, and her role is a teacher. I'm going to bring in my expert Shepherd to explain the student overview from here, and then we're going to go back to the announcement screens.
Probably have seen the theme color is orange, so I tried to implement the color in almost every page. And as you can see, here is the student overview of the students in Lofsrud School, and we used current user to bring the APIs from the database, and also for the teacher just to show the name and the role of the teacher. And you can also search, I can show you, on each student. So if you want Jaden to come up, yeah, that's the result.
Okay, so we are moving back from the profile to the announcement screen, which is the most important screen as told earlier. We were logged in as a user or a student before, but now we are logged in as a teacher. And as you might have seen, the tab looks a bit different, as I said earlier, but we can also create an event, and we can also jump to the event tab. So we have two different options to getting to the same screen, just to make it easier for the teacher as a whole. So the latest event right now is, let's see. Now we have a lot of events, I'm sorry. Lunch party, which is making an omelette, but we're gonna create a new one, and we can see it dynamically update in the app. So I'm gonna bring in my expert Alexander to show you how to create an event, and then move on to the announcement screen again.
So first off, we can start off with the title, and because this is just a test, we can just call it for test. You also the date, and the date should be finished. And then you also can choose what class it should be made for, so it will only be available for that specific class. So 9A, and we can also choose, because it fetches the recipes. So we can, for example, say pizza. And then we create it. We are met with an alert, and as we can see in the announcements, it will appear at the bottom.
We are back at the announcement screen, and we are logged in as Tiana Teacher, as you have seen earlier. And the latest recipe is a test, and the recipe is a pizza, and the teacher who created this is Tiana teacher. So if we go to the pizza, we can then automatically get sent to the recipes by using our APIs and parameters to put this into place, and then we can go into the pizza. And then if we close this and then go back and forth, we can see that this is reset. And because the latest announcement was a test by Tiana teacher, if we log out again and then jump into another teacher who is B and B, it's going to be a small b, so I'm just going to change this real fast. And then we can go to the profile screen and see that we are Bilbo instead of Tiana. The announcements should look different. This is another test, and this is tacos instead of pizza, which is fantastic because now we have 2 tests, but then we get sent to tacos instead. And that's the whole of our application.
I'm here again. My name is John. I am the Scrum Master for this group. I'm just going to explain to you how we did the sprints and how Scrum and Agile helped our team to develop this fantastic app that you saw a while ago. So first I can actually show you the first sprint, and I'll just go really quick about this one. These were our epics and backlogs that we made. If I just go here and then go to sprint 1, you see here most of the tasks we did was to make and set up the GitHub and React Native and the database. The reason why is because during the first sprint we didn't have any knowledge about the Scrum and how the Agile thing works, on the theoretical part from our semester. So having to work with that in practice was really a bit overwhelming actually, but we managed to do it with our team. And how we did it was that my job as a Scrum Master was to have the daily meetings with our team. We had fast days where we are at school. It was Monday and Thursdays, and then that was the original plan. And then most of the days we are on Discord, even on the weekend, because we wanted this application to really work. So we put a lot of effort and time on this project. I can show you the burn down time on the sprint 1, the first sprint. As you can see, it looks like that. The reason why is because when we started our sprint, we had to add some extra tasks and extra backlog items. That's why it went up. But at the end, we were able to put it down. And as you can see here, it ended on Monday, not on Friday. The reason why is because, like I said, we like to work at the weekends, and at the same time, the sprint started on a Tuesday on our first sprint. If I just hop on the second sprint, you can see here it's the same thing. We started a bit with a few backlog items and then added stuff later on. That's the reason why our burn down graph looks like that. And of course we are still learning, and we are still trying to learn the Scrum way. That's why it's like that. And if we hop on the task for sprint 2, you can see that we did a lot of stuff here. We did a lot of things because this was the hardest sprint that we were on. This was the week that we had to code the application itself. We had to really implement all the stuff, all the things that you saw a while ago. And if I just show you the sprint 2, see here we also completed it at time. And you see here it's the login page, the announcement page, the quiz page, and the user page, and everything in there. And lastly, the last sprint, which is now, you see it's not yet done because we're still working on the project delivery, because it's the submission for tomorrow. But I can show you the task board right away and show you that we are actually done with a lot of stuff. On this sprint, we focused on a lot of fixing the remaining backlog items and fixing on the design. And then on this week, we also implemented the security codes for the database and as well as the user API. We had to hash the password using the bcrypt encryption to make it more secure. And as you look at our burn down graph at the sprint 3, it looks like this. So it's more better than the first few sprints, but again, we had to add some stuff. in the middle of the sprint because we like to make the application better and better every time. What helped our group really manage to do this project and deliver a fantastic application is that on our every sprint we begin with the sprint planning, where we plan what we're going to focus on, what kind of backlog items we're going to focus on, and what we need to do. And we have our weekly retrospectives as well, like to reflect on the things that we did and then what we need to do better for the next time. Our group is really hardworking, and then we really put a lot of efforts and time for this. Actually, if you see the time for this month for everyone is in total like 441 hours. It's we still have some issues like putting some since we are so new to the Scrum way, we had some issues to, and when the times we forget to put in the hours at Scrum wise. But all in all, we learned a lot, and we are glad that we used this way because it was more organized. We needed to actually meet and get to know things. And we had to, like for example, poker planning poker, like to find out how many points we need to do and how many points the task is, and then who's gonna do what. And we also had a meeting with the product owner and gave us a lot of feedback. That's why it helped our team like change the task and the backlog items. And in summary, this Scrum sprints, the 3 sprints that we had, it was really fun. The first week it was more like setting up the things. The second week was the really hard part. That's the part where we actually needed to code, like I showed you a while ago. The sprint ended up in a Sunday because we like to work on a weekend. And the third sprint, which is now, is more like on writing the documentations and just putting the finishing touch and just fixing the application itself. So yeah.